On va pouvoir commencer. Si le jeu le veut bien, si le jeu l'accepte. Je me rappelle presque pas où on en était, donc il va falloir qu'on voit continuer. Si, on avait obtenu l'identité de la dame qui s'était fait agresser par notre Maccabée, notre pendu. Oh, ça fait un bail. Oui. Faudrait que je vois si on pouvait pas lui parler.
The door is closed. There is no answer. It's nighttime, officer.
Oh. Bon, on va aller dormir, hein.
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too inviting. But it's yours. You've earned it.
Allez. On commence en
It's not
dormant.
easy, but your bones are so tired from what feel like weeks of work on the case. You have to try. After what feels like hours, you feel you might be sleeping.
Ah, le sommeil, pitié.
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner recorded in you. Forever. On Faraday.
Ça tourne, ça tourne. Dis-moi que je rêve.
No, you're spinning tapes at the disco tent.
Ah, nice.
The great unceasing disco of the mind. The flash, the bang, the endless learning experience.
Tout ça tourne pour l'éternité.
On and on it goes, for untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Right. Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time. The last time.
Qu'est-ce que
It's
c'est?
the world, Harry boy.
Oh.
And you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit.
Les couleurs et les voix.
All stuck on loop.
Ah putain, j'avais pas un truc à faire de mon côté.
Spitting out
Falsifier des papiers à la
words and
con.
images. You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent. Picking up litter and old newspapers. Collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Mean. Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
Si je veux être un agent de rien. Je suis un agent du monde, enfin de mon pays, quoi.
You'll go insane if you keep going like this. One more day. Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put...
Quoi?
Only love can break your heart. Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world. One conversation at a time.
Ok. Ah! Oula! Ah oui, non, c'est bon. Non, non, je suis soigné de tout. Allez. Allez, l'inspecteur Harry. Ouais, parce qu'on avait retrouvé des indices. C'est quoi là? On s'appelait dans le carnet Arrière. Ah, Arrière du bois. C'était nous. Oui, il fallait que je fasse des signatures. Alors attends, pour les signatures, il fallait que j'aille. Carte, non. Enveloppe blanche.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. The youth center cuts into the...
Est-ce que le frigo, c'est pas ça? On avait déjà faussé? Je me rappelle plus. Oui, on avait retrouvé notre caisse. On avait retrouvé notre voiture, putain.
As you hold it in your hands, there is no why. There's no way to listen to the tape without a pawn shop. A pawn shop would have a tape player.
Ah oui, il fallait que je prenne un magnétolecteur pour cette bande à la con. Pour écouter ce truc. 16 jours d'un règle.
You stare at the now familiar black and white rainbow. The book feels heavy.
Ok, on l'avait déjà faussé, d'accord, très bien. Y a pas un raccourci clavier pour saisir les trucs? Non, on cliquera, hein, écoutez. Allez, allez Harry. On va aller dire bonjour à madame.
The door is closed.
Who is it?
Somewhere, not far from here, the lieutenant is preparing her file. Clausia Amandu, he writes. You realize the detective should be here for what comes next. It could prove...
Ok, faut que je retrouve Kim Katsuragi. Est-ce qu'il est au rez-de-chaussée? En train de discuter avec mes deux collègues, dont un qui me méprise de ouf. Oui, il est là. Est-ce que lui, il veut toujours pas me parler là?
Yes.
Ah non,
What
c'est
is
elle.
it?
Quoi, il y a quel truc qui me fait pas? On est le même poste de police ou non?
God damn it, you leave her alone. Keep your weird bullshit to yourself and be professional for once for...
Can I actually help you with something?
Yes, of course. Preposterous. I mean, you would.
Again? I can't believe...
Ok, à plus.
Yes.
Ah, fichtre. Ça t'avait un côté sexy et mystérieux, très bien. Non, rien. On a une madame à interroger. Et d'après ma logique interne, on a besoin de toi. Surtout vu qu'on était un peu honteux dans ce qu'on a fait. La première fois qu'on lui a parlé à la pauvre dame. Alors.
The door is closed.
Who is it?
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open.
Sounds like it's coming from upstairs somewhere. You could snoop around before going.
Oh, nice. Alors. Ah, c'est ça. D'accord. Quelques factures d'hôtel. Séjourne ici depuis un bail. Normal. Ah, les vêtements de la dame. Et puis le vêtement sale, ceux d'une femme. Elle a payé cette chambre pour environ 4 mois. D'accord. La cour en dessous, le cadavre n'est plus là. Oui, c'est normal, on a demandé à
This
l'enlever.
medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills, haphazardly stacked, one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there.
Alors la brosse
It's
à dents.
been used quite a lot.
Ok, les médicaments.
Pharmaceuticals line the shelves. Sheet upon sheet of pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid,
Ouais.
APAP, eye drops, blood thinners.
Sacrée collection.
Anything of note?
Oh, les
Pill
flacons.
bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histoperidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Necra.
Nacra.
This is used to treat opioid overdoses. Always handy to have around.
Hmm. Un antagoniste à opioïdes.
Interesting. That's used for diamorphine overdoses.
Oh oui. Faudra qu'on voit ça après.
You could say he's on the lookout.
Tu vois les
Among some
plaquettes
foreign,
Ouh.
probably Messinian or Gotvaldian, marked red blister packs you find. What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how.
Alors, y a-t-il quelque chose de plus intéressant là-dedans? 58%.
A bright orange bottle with Preptide stamped on it, in sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding that little
Oulala, oulala,
plastic
oulala.
container.
Ouais, pourquoi il est si remarquable?
It's speed, man. Just what you're
Ah!
looking for. They call it dextroamphetamine and talk about psychological disorders. But what we're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed.
Ok. Il y a un marchand qui s'appelle Preptide.
Preptide, a euphemism for pharmaceutical
The fuck are you waiting for? Let's get super
Oh.
fucking preppy.
YOLO!
Silently,
Allez!
the bottle slides into your palm.
Hop
Feels
là.
so sleek and beautiful. You got it. Here comes the afterburner.
Non,
Time
non,
to
non,
become
non,
a
non.
super.
Alors,
The litany of contact Mike.
qu'est-ce qu'on a gagné avec Contact Mike?
5,000 to 1 ranked outsider. No one saw it coming. The mantle of a game changer demands intangible qualities. Fights are not won. You're thinking instead of doing detective work right now. Fights are made, blow by blow. Let's take it, Mike to the Mikey. Some low-intensity part of you has entered a sports cliché-driven fugue state, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. Also, Mike knew what it took to win. He just wanted it more.
Alors, qu'est-ce que ça nous donne? Tous les semblants vigueur sont déverrouillés. C'est tout? Ou c'est pour toujours, en fait? C'est... Ou est-ce que c'est juste ceux qu'on a ratés qui sont soudain rouverts et il faudra payer pour te l'enlever? Outils. Outils, qu'est-ce qu'on a trouvé? Ah bah ça, oui. Saint-Baptiste Peptide. Plus de motricité, de psyché, mais -1 de morale. On verra plus tard. On sort comment en XP? Ok, encore 10 points d'XP, on pourra faire des trucs. Madame, bonjour. Inspecteur arrière. Arrière du bois. Alors. Le lit. Il a été fait à la hâte.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass, in smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges. Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer to inspect the surface.
Cette fenêtre a été remplacée récemment.
Looks like it, yes.
Vivement qu'on fasse la même avec la mienne. Attention, attention. Normalement, je suis revenu. Normalement, tout va bien. 1, 2, 1, 2. Est-ce que mon micro est là? Oui, oui, je vois mon micro. Très bien. Désolé, hein, la prise USB qui a dit que merde. Astramentol, ouais. On peut passer par là, oui. On peut regarder ça. Café froid et un cendrier qui ressemble à un hérisson. Ouh. Ça a fumé en masse ici. Les fleurs des champs blanches séchées.
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air.
Ah non, ne me touchez pas.
You catch a single white flower between
Oh
your fingers. The rest fly off into the wind. It's a Maybell.
Du muguet qui vole comme ça?
The young woman looks at the Maybell in your hand. Just a glance. Then takes a drag of her cigarette. The lieutenant gives you an acknowledging little nod.
Quoi? Fais un petit signe de... Mais je vais pas dégainer mon pistolet digital.
Probably for the best.
Bah oui,
Your 9mm semi-automatic finger pistols are
Oui.
not a toy to be waved
c'est
around.
complètement con. Pas besoin de la péter. Madame.
Welcome to the roof.
Her hair is still slick from the shower. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body.
Calme-toi,
built
calme-toi, pénis,
long
calme-toi.
and lean.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Vous avez une belle vue.
It's much nicer now.
Where the dead body used to hang.
Thank you for that, officers. Truly.
Vous avez parlé d'une femme de ménage? Je croirais qu'il m'en faudrait une.
Oh, yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
Non, je sais cacher la chambre. On va éviter c'est... C'est la vérité.
They also say it's why the cleaning lady quit.
I'm Suragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I see you've already met.
Have I ever? This is the biggest fan of ostentatious orchestrations I have seen in my life.
Eh.
And I have seen oh yeah.
The chorus of the 35 single, megaphoning the entire human race, instills you with the fuck it all swagger that prompts one to plow into grannies on your morning stroll.
Wouh! Eh non, c'est un surprise, c'est un contrôle de police. Ah, effectivement, je pourrais lui sortir ça.
That's the one. The small sad church song. I've
Oh.
missed it. The
Pourquoi?
small sad church song tells
It's no mere turn of phrase. This young woman has a deeply rooted understanding
Eh, 10
of
XP d'un
what
coup. bim.
sad means.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there.
Huh. I see.
What could she be thinking of? It's hard to say. It's like she's disappointed this
Oh là là.
wasn't about more entertaining matters.
Alors, pouvez-vous me dire comment vous vous appelez, mademoiselle, à titre informatif?
Clausier Amandou.
Same name that Titus gave you. Like her accent, it sounds Orani. Her birthmarks also signal Oranje. You don't know why, but Oranese girls tend to come speckled with them.
Vous êtes aragnaise?
Right, sir. Vrai de Fort. Republic of
Vrai
Oranje.
de Fourte.
I guess you could say I am an Oranese expatriate.
Wasn't the tattoo on the hanged man an Oranese map of the waterways? The thought begins to form in your head, then dissipates. Something for later.
C'est quoi, Oranje?
A bad memory.
The
Oh.
Republic of Oranje is a democratic nation on the Muindi Isola, north of here, over the sea and across the Pale. It is one of the 6 major Occidental nations to hold stake in the continued
Oh.
occupation of Revachol, the coalition. People consider it a reasonable superpower.
Raisonnable.
They will make you into a fiscal colony, divert your natural resources, hold patents and shares, but they won't threaten to wipe you out anytime, like Revachol did in its prime.
Un mauvais souvenir de quoi?
Of lilacs and lightning. Parks, glass. Duraluminium. Vrai de Fort is a conference city.
What's so bad about that?
Nothing. If you're no longer there.
Vous avez quel âge?
I'm 28.
Qu'est-ce que vous faites dans la vie, votre domaine de spécialisation?
Something stupid.
Bah, quoi donc?
Oranese lit.
La lité oragnaise.
Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university.
Ah, ça parle de quoi?
Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be at unease. All national literatures are. Only the name of the nation changes.
What about Revacholian literature?
Et bim.
People sometimes reveal
Putain,
things
j'aurais
about
dû lui parler quand
themselves
j'étais
when
déprimé.
they discuss such matters.
La littérature révacholienne fait ça aussi?
No. Revacholian lit is about how magnificent and serious Revachol is. It's about how you have to save the world.
J'ai pas l'intention de sauver le monde.
That's just a phase the Revacholian hero goes through. Before they plunge into full core humanity and world.
She seems quite relaxed for a victim of assault. But, of course, what seems should not be your priority.
La littérature oragnaise, qu'est-ce que vous en faites?
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
Et du coup, comment vous faites pour gagner de l'argent? L'argent, c'est important, regardez, c'est de l'argent.
Cool. I've made more money by just being than I have with Rani's lit.
Peut-être quoi?
Many things. A roller skating instructor, a secretary, Miss Oranje 37.
Of course she won a beauty pageant. She's very symmetrical.
C'est très très symétrique. On aimerait jeter un œil à votre passeport, s'il vous plaît.
I'm afraid you can't,
Why is that?
because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast.
Quoi?
Along with cash and airline tickets.
Quoi?
Thank you for your candor.
Ah,
Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of
ah
the river.
ouais. Moi, je pensais que c'est juste en se disant non, mais c'est un départ universel, plus jamais je partirai de ce pays. J'ai quitté en ragné. Non, non, c'est juste. C'est vraiment la merde. Comment je peux m'assurer que c'est vous, que vous m'avez indiqué votre vrai nom?
If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Clausia Mondu. It's a weird name.
Touché.
She seems to be telling the truth, sire.
Bon, bah, soit.
Okie dokie.
If any of this made her nervous, it certainly doesn't show in her
Merci.
expression or her movements.
À titre informatif, nous en avons fini.
The record. So official.
Vous avez une chambre sympa.
Yeah. It's pretty deluxe.
Qu'est-ce que vous faites au Whirling in Rags?
I'm wintering.
How long have you been?
About 4 months.
The bills downstairs concur.
Pourquoi ici?
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol?
Au Whirling.
Because it's the funkiest building in Martinez. And because all the other buildings
Ah!
are bombed to hell.
Ouais, forcément. Vous avez une belle collection de médocs.
Thank you. I've put a lot of time and effort into it.
Excusez-moi, je me resserre à boire puisque je vais avoir besoin de m'hydrater. Beaucoup de temps et d'efforts. C'est impressionnant. Comment vous avez fait pour ramasser un tel butin?
With money, sir. It's not exactly the
The Anti-Star is, or was, a Vespertine rock and roll star who liked to do drugs. He did so many drugs, he eventually mutated.
Il y a du
into a
nacra dans votre
corpse.
collection. L'antagoniste des opiacés.
comes in handy when you've done
Is that something that happens to you often, miss?
better safe than sorry.
Vous avez entre autres de la preptide.
Oh, yes. One of my favorites. It cures many ailments.
Genre quoi?
Like not being able to stay up for 36 hours. Not being happy. It cures those ailments. It's just a merit speed molecule, basically.
Je me suis servi au cas où. C'est pour mon IHPR. On va pas plus creuser le sujet.
Very funky.
Cette fenêtre est neuve.
It is.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook.
J'ai d'autres questions à vous poser.
Okay.
Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling and draped in smoke.
C'est quoi cette fleur sauvage?
She looks at the dried petals in your palm. Chipped white polish covers the nail. It's long and sharp.
Pretty. Looks like a dried maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style?
Qu'est-ce qu'elle faisait là?
Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer.
Allez, les
Does it
pieds dans le
ruin-
plat. Je suis désolé de vous le dire comme ça, mais on nous a informé de votre viol.
It's a bit early in the morning for rape, isn't it?
Et pas si tôt que ça.
She looks around.
It is. It's murderously early. I'm amazed I'm awake. Why am I even awake?
Donc vous avez pas été violé.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I don't want to say that shit about him.
By him, she must mean the victim.
Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, you know, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
Quoi Mission Rogné 37, là, c'est bon.
By they, she means the Hardy Boys.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit.
Ah
Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
Titus vous a demandé de pimenter les choses.
Pretty much.
Warming them.
Vous êtes sûr que vous n'avez pas été violé?
I'm 89% sure.
Donc vous n'êtes pas entièrement sûr.
You know how it is.
Do you?
Ah, en fait, je sais pas, non.
Maybe you don't.
There are numerous cigarette burns on those.
In conclusion, officer, I'm gonna go with a mild to medium not raped here.
Alors déjà, oui, personne ne mérite d'être violé. On dirait qu'il s'est passé quelque chose, mais que vous venez pas le reconnaître.
Let me make this 100% clear then, officer. I was not sexually assaulted. Would I be as flippant if I had been?
Ok. Du coup, qu'est-ce qui s'est vraiment passé entre la victime et vous?
We partied.
Faire la fête, j'ai déjà entendu ça quelque part.
A lot of partying.
From Titus. About her and Titus's relationship. That's where you heard it.
Je comprends pas. Qu'est-ce que vous voulez dire par faire la fête?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex.
Vous éprouviez quelque chose l'un pour l'autre?
A little. The drugs were good enough, and
How did you two meet?
downstairs, at the bar. He was on some sort of assignment, a military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary...
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
Ça n'a pas dû être simple de le voir là-bas.
Oh, yes. I've had a great view.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. He takes a small
You called us. Dear.
Yes.
jackpot.
L'appel pour signaler la pendaison, c'était vous.
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Ravachol, miss.
Avant de continuer, vous saviez qu'on vous traiterait de balance, mais vous avez quand même appelé.
Because I couldn't handle it anymore. None of these people called. He just kept hanging there. Then they started stripping him.
La voix de la personne qui a appelé était
I
camouflée.
didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
Traficoté, c'est-à-dire?
With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the cold wire.
You were right to suspect there might be foul play involved with the broken
Vous avez
phone.
endommagé la ligne du téléphone du bas par la même occasion.
Did I? Fuck. I didn't mean to. I had no...
Jigsaw falling into place.
Putain, mais il y a
This is
tellement de
satisfying.
morale que
Good
j'aurais pu
catch.
récupérer.
I appreciate the
Au
sympathy.
secours.
Still, that's pretty clever tampering. Simple and clever. Crossing the lines like that.
On dirait que vous n'y êtes pas allé complètement au pif non plus. C'était malin.
Thanks.
She looks a bit like a little girl who's just been complimented on her
Pourquoi
bike
prendre autant de
repairs.
précautions?
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk.
Thank you for making the...
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there.
Ok, qu'est-ce que vous pouvez me dire sur lui? Nom, lieu, âge?
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about it. I don't know.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
Mais alors du coup, pourquoi est-ce qu'ils l'ont pendu s'il n'y a pas eu de viol?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
And his role in this...
I think he was in a security detail.
Ouais.
He was ex-military. Worked for Wild Pines. And against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
Comment est-ce que vous avez connu la bande à Hardy?
They're frequent guests downstairs. They have a booth for Union members.
Et comment
They're
vous vous
probably
êtes
down there
rencontrés?
now. Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
Vous avez fait la fête?
A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship?
I have.
Ah, lequel?
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long
Eh
winter.
ben, on s'est fait plaisir, madame. Bah, merci pour votre déposition, mademoiselle, pardon.
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
J'avais encore un petit point de détail avant qu'on parte, juste un
She
petit.
nods. Silvery cigarette fumes
Oh, merde.
disappear into her mouth.
Alors, je peux le relancer plus tard, hein, mais...
She looks
Ouais,
back.
forcément.
Time, don't worry. We will protect you from her beauty. We will consult. We will see through deceits. You are shielded. You are advised. There are muscles on long white bones that Miss Araignée disco dancer. You want to put your hand on her
Pardon?
back and feel
Qu'est-ce qui m'arrive?
nothing. Just time passing. Don't worry. Anything
D'accord.
out of the ordinary and you would be notified. Air
D'accord.
moves in your windpipe. Your heart beats. You're a detective.
Est-ce qu'elle est en train de
Get
m'ensorceler?
back. She presses her elbows against her waist and slowly turns her head. Her hair brushes her shoulders, making a small... The strange moment ends.
Ok,
It
il
was
faudra qu'on
brief,
fasse un test de
no
volonté plus
longer
tard.
than 2.2 seconds.
Je pourrais le monter, mais bon, il y a peut-être des bonus à prendre pour essayer de supporter. On en reparlera à une autre occasion, mademoiselle.
Why not? I'll be here until...
Ok. Alors. Qu'est-ce qu'on a de nouveau? Interagir avec le muguet.
6 crumbling petals rest on your palm.
Qu'est-ce que
They're
c'est,
white.
Kim?
This is the Insulindian lily, called Maybelle's or Lucille's tears during the Revolution. Girls used to pin these on soldiers before sending them off to battle.
This flower is a spring flower, but it's
Qui
a
en a
bit
crochet?
early
De
for
quel
that.
côté?
The revolutionaries, so the communists
Ah.
and the anarchists. White's their color, but the custom started in the... It's about girls and boys more than sides. Girls sending off boys who are going to their deaths, then also dying themselves in the ruins from dysentery and consumption.
Est-ce qu'elle fleurit au
It's a
début du
symbol
printemps?
of this- Yes, but not this early, not to my knowledge. It looks dried, preserved.
Est-ce une coïncidence qu'elle se retrouve sur le toit?
Maybe, maybe not. We'll see.
Ok.
The petals feel dry and fragile. Wait, have you noticed there's a war veteran playing a ball game?
Ah. Eh ben, on ira lui en parler plus tard. Alors. Qu'est-ce qu'on aurait à faire? Le pantalon, faut l'acheter à Kuno, bof. La chanson. Récupérer une chanson triste sur bande. C'est fait. Ah, il aurait fallu faire le soir. Les passages secrets, non. Les tatouages de la victime, on ne peut pas lui en parler. Faut qu'on rappelle la Alice dans la voiture. La boule. On l'a pas obtenue, la boule? Je sais plus. 2 signatures pour Everhart. Oui, faut qu'on mette l'enveloppe dans la boîte aux lettres. Les fêtards, oui, faut qu'on aille voir la machine à glace. En espérant qu'on puisse l'ouvrir maintenant. Confronter la bande à Hardy grâce aux révélations de Glacier. Interroger Glacier à propos des défunts, c'est fait. D'accord. Interroger le pétanqueur à propos du muguet. Et ben on va faire ça. Je sais qu'on peut mettre des trucs, mais on va un peu les garder. Kim, tu veux qu'on
Looks like
tu veux
we
qu'on
have
parle?
more to discuss with those so-called Hardy boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
Pensez que ça les obligera à coopérer?
Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
Pourquoi nous a-t-elle dit tout ça?
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
Elle n'était pas obligée de mentir, je m'en serais pas aperçu.
If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
Quelque chose tourne pas rond là.
You think so? She seemed forthcoming. Unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure. The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our...
Ok. Voir ce qu'elle a.
The same small, heavy door.
Oula.
No lock in sight.
Déploiement du groupe tactique anti-objet. Expert du groupe tactique anti-objet.
I
Ça met
don't
nous?
know, Lieutenant Freighter. It is not the first closed door we found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue kitchen
Vous
door.
pensez que c'est important?
I don't know. The further we get, the vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not
Du coup,
unimportant.
peut-être que la porte du dessous est une méga enquête.
No, still a mini investigation.
It's barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle. It sounds like it's heavy, too. Must be something valuable inside to go through the trouble of protecting it.
Allez,
The door is very sturdy.
on va se
indeed.
défoncer l'épaule une fois de plus. C'est pas grave, ça nous rend de la santé.
You kick it, gung-ho style. Entering the premises style. But the door fails.
All right. Let's trash
Oh.
the place.
Ah, ça rend la santé avant de la perdre, c'est de la merde.
Let's not.
Ok, il faudrait qu'on ait plus de physique plus tard. Très bien, on se casse. Faut qu'on aille acheter des médicaments, Kim. J'ai mal. Au secours. Acheter des médocs. Parler au vieux du muguet, oui, c'est vrai aussi. Plein de trucs à faire, plein de trucs. Plein de trucs. Je vais sortir déjà appeler Alice. Voir si elle peut me donner des infos. Allez petit jeu, vas-y, tu peux le faire. J'ai confiance. Je crois en ta personne. Voilà. Alors, sortir. C'est pas par ici. C'est qui lui déjà? Est-ce qu'on l'a déjà vu?
Hi, gendarme. Another rendezvous.
Ah! Vous ici.
I am. So are you. What brings you here?
Qu'est-ce que vous faites là?
Admiring the atmosphere. What about you, officer?
Bah, je vis ici. Ma chambre est en haut.
Convenient. But what
Parle-moi
are
à
you doing
nouveau
here?
de ce type baraqué
Talking to
qui est venu
me.
enquêter sur le meurtre.
Oh yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think he was going through the entire building, asking questions.
Qu'est-ce que vous lui avez raconté?
Nothing. That I didn't see anything.
Il a gobé ça.
Why shouldn't he?
Vous lui avez parlé de votre ami?
What friend?
Votre ami du dimanche, le témoin.
No, I don't think it came up.
De quoi il avait l'air?
Muscular, handsome, strong, like one of those military types.
Est-ce qu'il était seul?
Yes, but he was speaking to someone on his earpiece.
Son oreillette.
Yes, you know those tiny speaker microphones
Ouais,
that
ouais,
fancy
ouais, ouais, mais
security
qu'est-ce qu'il
guards.
disait?
Just reporting back whatever I was telling him.
Et à part être baraqué, il avait d'autres signes distinctifs
Oh, let me think. He had an accent. He sounded like one of those mercenaries. He sounded vaguely Oranese.
Merci
No,
pour le
not sure.
renseignement.
Anything else on your mind?
J'ai rencontré votre ami du
You
dimanche.
did. And how did you like him?
Vous avez raison, il était magique. Magiquement bureaucratique.
I told you he can be very useful. I guess that's the charm of powerful people.
C'est qui?
A visitor from the first world. He's not like you and me, gendarme. He can always return to his
Retournez-vous.
opportunities in Occident, sur la clé. Still, his coming and going brings some life to the village. Or is it just money? I don't know.
Et vous êtes quoi tous les deux?
Friends, I told you. Sunday friends. Friends who like to get together from time to time.
Et faire la fête, c'est ça?
That he won't be there when times get tough, I guess.
C'est vraiment un ami?
It is. On Sundays.
Est-ce qu'il fichait chez vous au beau milieu de la nuit?
He has keys. And he likes the view. To the sea, I mean.
Je suis pas là pour parler des autres, mais de vous.
Hmm? What about me, gendarme?
J'y crois pas du tout, mais c'est un lancer blanc.
It's
C'est
the
non.
sports. He's a sports guy. All about that.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Bon. Il faudra plus de sang-froid pour débloquer des trucs. Monsieur, on lui a parlé, il a rien à dire. Donc je l'ai dit d'abord, appeler Alice. Voir si elle a des infos. Voir si elle a des infos, Alice.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers,
Oui,
a
oui,
radio microphone, a
La radio.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Bonjour Sylvie, est-ce que vous avez eu des infos sur le propriétaire des bottes cuirassées?
Still no word, I'm afraid, sir.
Pardon, c'est Alice.
I know it must be frustrating. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
On est fini avec la radio, merci.
57.
in the cabin. You see
Bon, toujours pas d'infos. Vous êtes qui, vous? Nique le monde, qu'est-ce que c'est que ça?
That's one brutal motor carriage.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it, neon style.
Nique le monde et Eurofond. Putain, ils ont un cabochard au trafic.
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a...
Yeah, tribal shit.
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality.
skulls. Now there's a strong organizational title.
Qui êtes-vous?
I can tell you who we're not, cop. We're not snitches or skulls.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and...
The part of this presentation you want to take home with...
Okay then, let's indulge in some intellectual exchange. These young men seem eager to share their
C'est
beliefs.
qui les
You
cabochards?
don't know?
It's not a question. Don't get into it.
C'est pas une question, te fais pas avoir. Bien sûr que je le sais, je vous testais les gars.
The skulls are the most vicious gang of the Besmertnay.
Besmatine, or the Besmati, the Immortals.
The
Oh.
nastiest bunch of psychos ever.
Possessing an infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their non-verbal modus operandi.
Non verbal.
If a skull spots you, he will pull out his dagger and stab you without saying a word.
The lieutenant's voice is as calm as usual, a testament to the violence and death he...
They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter in Jamrock, or you can find them
I can't wait to become a skull. Bottom lights are wretched aggressive.
Vous savez quelque chose sur le meurtre qui a lieu ici?
Murder?
Un homme a été pendu dans la cour de Wailing in Rags.
Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you everything we know about it. It was a man.
Also, he was hanged.
Autre chose.
He was hanged from a...
Yeah, I mean...
These punks don't know anything.
Hey, stop right there. How does one...
Ah, this sounds like epistemology. A field so occupied by thought that it begins to question thought itself.
Je sais que vous savez que dalle.
Exactly. How can one know shit?
What if it's art?
Maybe it's true. The hanged man is merely a prop in a performance. We are the audience, and the artist is hiding somewhere in the dark.
Est-ce qu'on va vraiment leur balancer ça? Non, c'est pas le cas, un homme est mort, il nous faut des réponses.
So what do you think we know?
Connaissez Cindy la cabocharde?
Oh yeah, Cindy's a right proper skull.
Yeah, a true artist of the future. Just like Arno van Eyck.
By the way, if you see Cindy,
For all their nihilistic posturing, these young men, the lieutenant on your left, is unusually lenient toward them.
Je vois que des gamins comme vous aiment bien la dance music.
Oh man, yeah. We're not fucking kidding.
Be wary of the abyss.
Pourquoi?
Probably because of how non-verbal their mode of operation is going to be. It's a threat.
Une menace? Super, j'adore les menaces.
But I don't. In fact, I dislike them so much I'm willing to drag you boys back to the station just to calm myself.
Hey, there's no need for that.
Yeah. Didn't you cops, like, have some questions about skulls or some shit?
Pourquoi s'il n'y a pas plus de cabochards à Martinez?
The Union does their share of policing in Martinez, at least where gangs are concerned. That's why...
Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, we are.
Votre rhétorique est troublante. Vous faites partie des cabochards, oui ou non?
We're not franchise skulls. Well, not yet. Once we get our name out there, we'll have a chance to join
Et
them.
qu'est-ce qui vous fait croire que cette organisation voudra de vous?
Because we can be just as psycho.
But in a non-threatening and definitely...
We'll fuck the system from the inside later.
Right on, fuck. So what's happening now?
On arrête les cabocheries dans ce cas.
Mm-hmm.
C'est quoi le truc avec vos vestes?
What about them?
Pourquoi est-ce qu'il y a écrit Euro sur ta veste?
Well, first off, it's a statement and not necessarily something that characterizes me as a person, even though the statement has character. And I do like the word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined as they seem, not as they are. And I guess
Pas sur de la trad,
it's
hein,
also about communal... Also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper is slowly but steadily moving toward...
What?
I mean by this is, we are all pissed.
It seems that the young man has a certain expertise in at least one field, even if it's
Et pourquoi est-ce qu'il y a écrit Nique le monde sur ta veste?
Like I said before, many men keep searching for the one, for so-called true love.
I'm wondering if the poetics come...
To catch a fish, you'll need to hurl the lure many times, and even then it isn't certain that you'll get anything. If you blow up the lake, though,
Bah, tout saute.
you get more fish in a shorter time. And for time is of the essence, because when one fucks everything...
Hate to admit it, but in a weird way, is it a coincidence that here we have two badass jackets and two badass cops?
Eh, Kim,
Yes?
on sait que c'est une coïncidence.
What is?
On est deux. Il y a deux vestes.
What are you implying?
Oh, tu sais très bien où je veux en venir.
No, I don't.
C'est
What are you
plutôt
implying?
genre Eurofin ou Nique le monde?
Neither.
Allez, Kim, c'est un exercice mental.
Fine, if only to end this discussion. Theoretically, if I were a juvenile delinquent, if I were to already be down that path, I think peace is the stronger of the two statements.
Ça marche. Je me sens davantage comme un gars qui nique le monde comme ça.
Seems about right, especially considering...
That's an origin story for a dynamic duo right there.
So are we done here? Or... You don't need us around for your secret whisper party, do you?
Ah, c'est un lancer rouge. On peut pas le retenter. Demander qu'ils refilent leur veste. Non, non, je m'en fous, mais alors d'une force. Mais alors leur veste, j'en ai tellement rien à foutre. Je vais juste aller acheter des médocs. On a combien? 48 balles, ça va. 48 balles, on peut acheter 2-3 médocs. On peut acheter les 3 médocs. Ah. C'est quoi, c'est l'alcool
You
là?
see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are
Les médocs ils sont là. Hein.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says,
No. You need...
Bordel, c'est ça l'armoire à pharmacie?
a small cabinet on the
Alors.
wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays,
Nos
and blister packs.
affaires, ouais.
They all
Okay, here.
Par 3.
Okay, Here. Okay, here. I hope
Ok.
Saint Baptiste makes you feel.
Allez, salut. Ok, on est chargé pour la journée. 2,70. Très bien. Alors, donc, on va revenir dans notre carnet d'enquête. Il faut qu'on aille parler à Titus. Parce que ils ont des choses à dire. Alors, faudrait que j'aille parler au pétanqueur, mais d'abord Titus. On va voir ce qu'ils ont à nous dire sur le fait de dire de la merde. Bon, j'enlève la manette. Alors.
The clouds are still hanging around. What is it now?
On peut reparler de la victime du viol.
Again? See, yeah, whatever.
Que ma classier a dit qu'elle n'avait pas été violée.
Fuck! I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he...
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch.
This is a diversion. Stay on track.
Arrêtez vos conneries, elle m'a raconté la vérité.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you, and you went and pushed her. I am
hit you. Duck.
Titus Hardy. Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I on?
When she's angry, she emphasizes the S. It gives her voice a strangely hypnotic quality. Her lips barely move as she speaks.
Look, Copper. We know that that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him. Show it to him, T. What?
Here, jerkwad. Listen to this shit, and then come back and tell me these.
This is their last play, this tape. Their story is in tatters, a mess. It might be nice to listen to, but at this point, you don't need to.
Pourquoi m'intéresser à cette bande? Vous m'avez menti.
You don't care about evidence.
Pigs, T. They don't care about getting...
I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape...
There's a lot of questions. If you ask them now, they'll just keep bringing up the tape. Listen to it, and they'll have nothing to hide behind.
Y'a quoi sur cette bande?
What's on it? We call it the door gun a mega mix. You'll know why.
Now that is intriguing. You had me at door gunner.
Où avez-vous déniché cette bande?
You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You are...
Actually, there are a few.
Bébé.
Crypto analyst, radio officer.
En fait, il existe des tas de diplômes en rationnement électroacoustique.
Yeah, like you have one. Smart ass.
Vous les avez mis sur écoute donc? De quelle manière?
We have machines. We're in logistics. How do you think a Harvard...
Understood? You've listened.
Since way before their chiefs.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
Alors c'est lequel parmi vous l'opérateur radio surdoué?
It's not advanced. You just hold up in a coop all day.
Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work.
Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something.
Ce serait pas le truc qui est fermé là-haut?
Stuff. Indexes and shit.
Où est-ce que je peux écouter ça?
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
Where can I listen to this?
Yeah, play it with your ass.
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
Your room had one.
Ce sera tout, je vais retourner à mon
Don't
enquête.
forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy.
Très bien, j'y jetterai un œil.
You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
Trop de questions sur la bande avant que je l'écoute.
Yeah. What about it?
Bon bah je devrais
You do
l'écouter.
that.
Je me casse. Alors, on a fait de la merde, monsieur Titus.
You stare at the grade.
Faut qu'on aille racheter la méga la méga compile, enfin qu'on aille acheter l'appareil qui sert à écouter. Putain, j'ai 2 points de talent là, je pourrais peut-être écouter un truc en plus là. Ah mais j'ai plus d'emplacement. Je déverrouille. Allez, on va essayer d'intérioriser ça. En attendant, on se casse. Donc on a acheté l'appareil chez l'autre. Magnétophone. Peut-être qu'on va croiser monsieur Pétanque. Histoire de lui parler du muguet. Ah oui, il faut que je poste ça.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito, bullet holes and an RCM stick.
Oh, ça va, je reprends de la santé normalement.
There is a hollow ring as you pick up the box. It sounds
Yeah!
like it's
Succès verrouillé, ennemi du royaume physique.
Your toe has suffered damage.
Oh!
Cool.
Je chier.
You really showed that made.
He does not actually think it's cool. If anything, the lieutenant feels sorry for the
Oh, c'était du sarcasme.
He's leaning in to inspect the layers of graffito that deface it.
Gardez vos réflexions pour vous la prochaine fois.
The lieutenant pats the box.
Allez,
You
tiens.
drop the white envelope in. About a week's worth of mail as collected in there. Probably did the right thing. You can't trust that.
All right, let's go back to Everard. If we don't mention anything to him.
C'est où? C'est là, c'est lui. Jean Pétanque.
We're still waiting for a replacement for the bull you
Oh,
sent sinking.
dommage. Je vous ai déniché une nouvelle boule.
What is this? Are you mocking us?
Now, no need to get angry again, René. I'm sure the officer tried his best.
Ah
It's
oui,
not like there's a book
j'ai
just
fait de
here
mon mieux.
in Martinez.
Trying is versus much. Fine. You try to right a wrong. It's still a gram better than actual nothing.
Le muguet, ça vous dit quelque chose, René?
I prefer the old name, Insulindian Lily. Girls brought them to young cadets when they entered service. Wearing them on your cap was supposed to bring good
Attendez,
luck.
c'est une tradition militaire royaliste?
It used to be. But the communards were fond of them too.
Et ça vous a porté chance à vous?
You know what? No. They both...
But it wasn't the revolutionaries that sullied the ID for you, was it? She gave them to me too. And your jealous little heart just couldn't...
Enough! I can go over these matters in detail with you, Gaston. But not while we have company.
René Gaston.
So,
Maybells don't blossom yet, do they?
maybe on some remote parts of the city they do. But I think you'll have to wait for at least a month.
Vous pouvez me dire quelque chose à propos de ce fusil?
It's a Bell McGrave. 4.4.
His moves are quick and precise as he...
This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty.
Au
Where did
sous-sol
you
là.
find
Putain,
her?
c'est vrai qu'il faut qu'on aille sortir ça.
I'm not surprised. They are probably locked. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. These BM446s are an antique. No one...
Merci d'avoir pris le temps de répondre aux questions. Putain, oui, il faut qu'on aille à la bibliothèque. J'avais complètement oublié. Ah mais on n'a pas besoin de passer par là, c'est vrai, on a ouvert la porte comme il faut. Con de moi. Je me casse. Non, on perd du temps, au secours. On perd du temps de chargement. On perd du temps de chargement, c'est vrai, c'est vrai. Déverrouiller la porte. Bon, la glace, elle a dû un peu fondre en une nuit, là. Et l'autre, elle a toujours pas notre... l'info de notre décédé. Hein. Alors. Est-ce que je peux retenter ou pas du tout?
Orange machine is dead still.
Oh,
It has a
j'aurais dû garder des points
ice
pour
cream
ça.
churner, and turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams.
Prochain
In the
point,
distance, you hear
faut qu'on
water
mette un instrument physique.
dripping.
Prochain point, faut vraiment qu'on le mette en instrument physique. On se booste un coup. Donc, vendeur de cases. Je crois qu'il est là-dedans. Alors, monsieur. Est-ce qu'on a assez pour l'acheter ton appareil déjà?
The boomboxes wait on the shelves, and your boombox, that gold and amber Harman Waushi, stares at you.
Je peux passer une demande vite fait sur ce magnétophore?
Sorry man, I can't be giving out free.
Je peux avoir une remise pour ce magnétophore? Pour la police?
A discount. I do have to keep the
Remember, he doesn't like music. He likes sounds. The Door Gunner Megamix is his type of careful. You can only do this once.
Certainement revenu, c'est vrai. Je fais pas uniquement mon boulot de policier, j'ai avec moi la méga compile du Canardeur, un morceau d'anthologie. Allons-y pour 4 réals.
4 real is offensively low, but just this once. For the music, concrete.
Yeah, man.
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever, turn.
Nice. Alors, on a ceci qu'on va équiper à la place de ça. Hein, on remettra l'appareil d'écoute après. Du coup, interagir la bande, la méga compile du Canardeur.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels at the push, command set, and the...
This isn't Revachon. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalson crane.
He's right.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice room. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arrête on your porter reel.
C'était quoi ça tout à la fin?
End of recording.
T'en pensez quoi?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
Je suis d'accord. Il m'avait également l'air ivre.
Still.
C'est qui ça, Corty?
Corty could be short for Cortenar, one of the other mercenaries, the one he was talking to. Probably the mountain at the harbor gates. Mr. Right, a village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
The South Safre conflict is an ongoing proxy war between Grad and Safre.
Pensez qu'il y était?
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer.
A symbol of soldier of the apocalypse style conduct in a civil environment.
It seemed authentic enough.
Ah, il a bien dit qu'il allait le faire. On peut pas trafiquer les mots qui sortent de la bouche de quelqu'un.
Indeed, but...
Ah, il a dit qu'il allait le faire, mais il n'y a pas de preuve qu'il l'a fait. Bon, ok. Et maintenant?
I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony.
As you take out the tape, the boombox.
Est-ce que je peux essayer d'écouter ça?
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reel's attached to the apparatus. You press the large button marked Commencer, and the tape starts spinning. There's a small delay before the song starts playing. It sounds like someone's moving in the room, getting comfortable. Then the organ starts telling you about the tiniest church in Cessons. Within seconds you know, this is the one, the real shit you've been looking for. The one you trust your room to that Clasia told you about. A click, then silence for a bit. Then the tape stops.
Je pourrais chanter ça au karaoké? Je m'en sens capable.
Of course you could sing this. You could take sad to a whole new level with this. And yup, they're all here. And the B-side of the tape contains the instrumental version. It's like the world itself, Gart. You have to convince Gart to let you sing karaoke in the world. The lieutenant looks at you.
Ok. Alors, on va se rééquiper avec quelque chose de vraiment intéressant. Hop. Et donc, chanter au karaoké, faut qu'on convainque Gart. Et les deux signatures, faut qu'on dise à Everard que machin. Mais d'abord, faut qu'on parle à Classier. De la méga compile du canard d'heure. C'est quoi ça déjà?
What a shirt. All other shirts pale in comparison to the muscular man with antlers and immense zwaya.
Welcome to Hill.
C'est sympa. Ah, c'est sympa. C'est bon. Ah, je peux me permettre, voilà. Alors. Ça c'est fait, ça c'est fait. Faut qu'on parle à Everard, faut qu'on aille voir Classier. Si seulement on avait des infos sur ce bordel de Maccabée, ça pourrait être plus sympa. Faudrait qu'on achète son pantalon à Kuno, mais... Comment dire que je m'en moque un peu? Ah, d'abord. Gart!
Hey, was there something you needed?
J'ai besoin de faire un karaoké tout de suite.
No, you don't. It's not happening.
He tries not to look at you. It's dangerous to acknowledge the karaoke man.
Oui, mais Super Poulet va faire pleurer dans les chaumières. Ah, c'est ma façon de m'excuser pour tout le bordel que j'ai pu causer. Je vous en prie, laissez-moi dire à quel point je suis désolé.
By causing more trouble, I think we're good.
Super Poulet va faire
The whirling doesn't need more sad style. That's one of the styles it can do without.
Et pourquoi vous installer une sono si personne ne peut s'en servir?
It's for no one. It's a prop. I'm not letting anyone use it after the great karaoke catastrophe of 44.
Il s'est passé quoi en 44?
A lot of people got killed because some arsehole wanted to sing karaoke.
Il est pas là pour la déco, c'est pour les clients, je sais qu'on l'utilise.
Okay, yes, it's for some clients.
Je suis un vrai client, j'ai réglé ma note et je suis en droit d'utiliser le karaoké.
Ha! Well, we don't have any tapes. They all got stolen.
Ha! Aucun souci, j'ai apporté ma propre chanson. Boum.
The man in the vest and the violet shirt stared.
Fine. Climb on that stage and do your thing. Just get out of my hair.
I'm having it uninstalled, he mumbles to himself.
On verra plus tard pour la facture de nuit. D'abord, on chantera plus tard. Midi, ça peut être pas mal pour faire chier tout le monde. Pour chanter un karaoké. Ou alors faut attendre le soir. Faut peut-être attendre le soir, hein, c'est peut-être mieux. Quand c'est blindé de monde. Oui, ouvre la porte, oui. Pour ensuite passer là, oui. Voilà. Ensuite. Prends le tapis. Excusez-moi, madame.
Hello, officer.
Pas été très honnête avec
What
nous.
brings you up here again?
Titus Hardy m'a remis un enregistrement sur lequel le défunt prétend vouloir commettre un viol.
She puts her coffee with a soft ring.
Did he? I never said he was a good man. Or that he had...
She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds
Dans la bande,
amused.
c'est très clairement vous qu'il dit vouloir prendre pour cible.
Where
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased.
does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
C'est exactement ce qu'il a dit.
Yeah. That was Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style?
Il a employé le mot pute.
He liked the way it sounded when he said it. As to Kohoi, he wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did.
Pourquoi dire des trucs pareils? Pour jouer les mal alpha?
Yes, was he bragging?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things. Then integrated them into his idea of normalcy. To keep on living. Until they just...
She's quite observant about the human character. Trained to observe, even.
La réalité oranienne, qui vous a appris tout ça? On dirait de la psychologie.
People who go to university know how to use words like internalize and integrate.
There's more to this. She has an index in her head of pathologies and how to exploit them. I could almost see her
stratégie d'adaptation.
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way funkier than that.
Lely!
He was like the Seminoles conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezut all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani's ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
Vous avez pas peur?
Afraid of what? That tape the Hardy Boys recorded? Your mother probably never told you this, but had I the physical robustness and social support, I'd be in Kohoi.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of the...
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed...
What kind of man was he?
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what...
She takes a very small sip of her coffee.
Si vous êtes mieux disposé, j'aimerais que vous m'en disiez plus sur la victime.
Like, for example...
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently.
Lelystad. That's a good... We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of everything left to be clarified is in the column on the left.
Où est le Vistad, l'endroit?
In Oranje, officer.
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even few... Oranje? Oranje's map of...
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
Ponantaise et non mondienne. Vous veniez tous les deux de Ranier?
Yes.
Did that bring you...
No. He was too old for that. And from another part of Oranjenrek. I didn't even understand it.
No love for Mother Oranje. But wasn't he a soldier?
Un
This could be worth
militaire,
pursuing.
mais pas patriote.
No. He left the National Service after they taught him to do what he did on Seminine. He wasn't the flag-waving kind. He was by no means a stupid man. A people person. A small platoon leader. Certainly not a patriot.
J'ai pas les cases de la parfaite petite patriote non plus.
There is nothing on Muindi. The old world is dead, and we both knew it. I love Revachol, though.
Quel âge avait-il, mademoiselle?
He was 42.
Oui, excusez-moi.
42? Are you sure?
He had many scars that made him appear older. We even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago.
Looks like you were right, officer.
Points are good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die.
savais pas que c'était une compétition, Kim.
It isn't. Police work.
This is clearly sports for him. Something like archery or darts.
Il s'agit pourtant de taper juste, non, et de pas se planter.
That's too pinball for me. I just like to get autopsies right on the first try. Where?
He's lying.
La couleur de ses yeux?
Blue. Light blue. They were like... Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful...
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth?
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some...
Ah, yes.
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made oily. Not nice to stroke.
Et j'avais bien dit de marquer la brillantine sur le rapport. J'ai gagné un point, non?
No.
Et je l'ai écrit juste là.
Okay, sure. Here you go.
Ah.
What else are we missing, officer?
Bon. Les tatouages qu'il avait, est-ce que ça avait un sens?
Oh, that.
C'est la carte des voies navigables orniaises, n'est-ce pas?
Sure. Waterways. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though.
Frimer auprès des filles, comment ça?
How? Imagine him lying in bed. Free.
Is this Oranese lit?
La littérature orniaise, ça, non?
Yes. This is the very essence of Oranese lit. A moment's respite. Dark and hopeless as the struggle itself. He's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bat shit there. Killed some loincloths." And so it goes. Star after star. Port after port. Third world country after third
Et la
world
femme, c'était
country.
vous.
Oh yeah.
Pourriez-vous nous dire ce que tout ça veut dire exactement?
No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Iran. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people in the Seminine Islands, and on other islands too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself.
Pas très drôle comme histoire.
It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. It's not a very nice story to remember when you're sober.
Pensez-vous, mademoiselle, que le communisme l'ait tué?
Is the Union communist? They're a couple of shades pinker than that. Now, they're not hardcore in that way, is what I'm trying to say.
I think she's just tired. She doesn't know what you meant by that. And can you blame her?
On a demandé une analyse toxicologique. Vous avez une idée de ce que ça va révéler?
A real rainbow splattering of pharmaceuticals, I bet. How much does the toxicology report cost the police of Revachol? I can do it for half of that.
It's quite expensive, miss. But we'll manage without your help for now.
Je pense qu'on en a terminé avec toutes ces questions.
All
Merci,
right.
lieutenant.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
Ah, il me faudrait plus de volonté, mais j'ai dépensé mes points. On peut parler de la chambre?
Yeah.
Où mène cette porte?
You tell me, officer, when you've kicked it down. I've been wondering myself, but I'm...
Ok.
All right.
L'agression...
Not my favorite topic.
Non, merci.
How about we, you know...
Eh ben... Et donc on a intériorisé le son de ce Wumpty Dumpty Dum. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ce truc déjà?
You're at home, stupid cop. Not with the art crowd. You hate them. Everyone hates them. Even they hate themselves. It's nauseating.
Et en bonus...
An industry built on spritz
Ouh, l'encyclopédie passive, vous 10 XP et plus de réal. Oh.
Tax evasion schemes.
Alors par contre, je suis un connard
The
prétentieux.
Humpty Dumpty Center is the heart of
Donc, la
this.
suggestion, ça va se faire foutre. Ce qui fait qu'en suggestion... On a dit qu'il fallait un instrument physique. Absolument. Il fallait absolument un instrument physique. Mais peut-être qu'on a un deuxième point placé. Non mais la suggestion, c'est mort. Hein. Est-ce qu'on ferait pas passer la volonté? Oh, putain, les objets me baissent la suggestion. Faudra que je change les objets. Allez, on tente la volonté.
Wait, stop. That man, bloated
Bah, c'est ce
beyond
qu'elle a
all
dit, c'est ce qu'elle a dit.
below
Oui.
the damage, the wicks of decomposition, all the
Tu veux en
swollen.
venir?
How old are you? That's where this is going. You could ask either one of them.
Qui, à votre avis, j'ai quel âge?
Hein?
À votre avis, j'ai quel âge?
How old? 58.
Oh mon dieu, je suis aussi vieux que ça.
You asked.
Vous vous trompez peut-être. Vous vous êtes aussi trompé pour l'âge du défunt. Il était bien plus jeune.
He was deceased. He had been decomposing for a week.
J'ai l'impression que je me décompose depuis plus longtemps que ça.
On the bright side, you've been getting a lot of exercise lately.
C'est vrai que l'alcoolisme a le même effet sur les tissus vivants.
There's silence. Then,
Sure, you're 42.
wait. This requires scientific measurements.
Envoie la sauce, la vérité me fait pas peur.
To the laboratorium.
Quoi? Quoi? Générateur de date de naissance. Est-ce que ça peut me donner mon âge? Bon, en tout cas, ça me fera pas trop que ce soit. Placement de 20 vides, solution plus 1. D'accord. Réactivité. Ouais. Endurance, c'est déverrouillé. Ouais. La vitesse octroie un psy, si tu veux. J'essaie de voir ce que je peux enlever. Hein. Parce qu'il n'y a pas grand chose à part. Donc, je pourrais chanter au karaoké plus tard. Titus, faut qu'on parle à Titus. On parle à Titus. Ça ira mieux. Faut que je prenne des points. Ah non, fallait que je lui parle parce que j'ai monté la volonté. Madame, pardon. On perd du temps de chargement, pardon. Je m'excuse. Alors attends, est-ce que dans mes outils, dans mes vêtements, j'ai quelque chose qui pourrait monter soit ma volonté, soit ma suggestion? Ah ah! Manteau de marine bleu, ça baisse mon clair-obscur, mais ça monte ma suggestion. Le truc... Ça monte mon esprit de corps et projection analytique. Bon. J'ai aucune suggestion. Autorité. Moins en suggestion si je porte ce truc raciste. Non, c'est pas raciste, c'est culturel. Ok, si j'ai besoin, il faudra que je mette ce veste. Mais il n'y a rien qui monte la volonté en tout cas.
Hello, officer. What brings you up?
J'ai pas des choses. Est-ce que j'ai des... Putain, ça monte même pas ma volonté. Quelle arnaque. Allez, on tente de toute façon, c'est blanc.
Just like the last, we will. You are Miss Araignée Disco. The strange moment.
J'aurais tenté. Avant de parler à Titus, je vais essayer de sortir le machin du frigo, parce que quand même, au bout d'un moment, il faut. Oh, va falloir sortir au secours. Donc on avait trouvé le projet de la scientifique de l'église. Il serait bien qu'on parle avec Titus. J'ai fait ça, merci. Donc on sort le frigo. On essaye, parce qu'on a monté l'affinité mécanique. Il est 11 h du matin, tout va bien. J'attendrai le soir avant de faire un appel général. Donc, le monsieur avait un petit surnom qui était Lely. Nous, on sait pas quel âge on a. On peut peut-être faire une conceptualisation interne pour savoir.
This orange machine is dead still. It has
Putain, d'accord.
ice cream churner and an electric freezer.
Ah
The ice
ouais.
around it slowly melting.
Eh ben, go.
Ice
Eh non.
squeaks beneath your Kavalzun multi-tool, but your fingers slip away and it's already unplugged.
Putain.
There's not much else to do other than wait for it to defrost or bulk.
Bon, ben on verra un autre jour. Hein. On verra demain. On verra demain, on verra demain, on verra demain. Titus. Titus. T'as menti, Titus. Ah, faut aussi qu'on aille voir Everhart après. Everhart. Ah oui, parce qu'il peut peut-être nous dire où est notre flingue. C'est vrai que c'était ça l'affaire.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now?
Écoutez ta petite bande, Titus. J'en ai parlé à Classier aussi. Ah, rien, elle campe sur ses positions.
That fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Rev.
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
Laurent Barre, c'est juste des bruits de couloir, c'est pas une preuve. C'était glauque, mais ça n'a rien prouvé du tout. Et ça l'a pas fait changer d'avis.
Dark is when you start a goddamn death. What did she have to say then? Fine by her? This is what people are supposed to be like? Fucking whoop-de-doo.
Elle a pas des putains de chiottes. Elle a pas du tout été effrayée et encore, elle a pas du tout été surprise et encore moins effrayée.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought.
Funny. No good goddamn psycho whore.
Seems like they wanted to give Claudia a second chance.
Right. All fucking righty then. I guess it.
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect.
You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match.
Je vais tout exprimer à voix haute. Elle n'est peut-être pas celle que vous croyez. Ou elle est peut-être encore dans le déni, je sais pas. Non, elle est pas celle que vous croyez.
Nah, I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head.
C'est pas une fille sans défense, le mercenaire, elle l'a plutôt bien calmé.
Handled him. She got into some stupid shit with that guy. Shit,
Yes, we heard all about it, and the fact still stands. You were more disturbed by the tape than her.
Je pense que vous avez mis le pied sur un mensonge, mais qu'elle a pas joué le jeu.
I ask for your opinion. Not a bedtime story. Tell it to your grandma.
Cette bande, c'était la dernière chance pour elle d'agir tel que prévu.
But she didn't. She knows she can't lie to us.
Fantastic. So now, you remember how to do your job. I'm so...
Yeah, guys.
Why? Success. They admitted to unlawful collaboration to derail the investigation.
Soyez franc avec moi, Titus. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé?
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice now. The man is slowing down. Looks like a bad blood sugar crash. Who could, It's getting harder and harder to perform one's part in this sordid play.
Come on, Titus. The stakes are too high here. There will be blood on the streets. The tribunal, remember. I know you're...
You know what? I am tired. Next time you see her, that lying, scamming. We're done. This is...
Yeah.
Well.
On the floor, beer drips out of the can.
What is this quiet funeral shit? All we need is some beers in us. Bartender, 20 beers for the doc.
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
Oula. Ouh là là. Qu'est-ce que tu veux qu'on fasse là? Qu'est-ce que tu veux qu'on fasse, jeu? Convaincre Titus qui se fait manipuler.
Yeah! Titus, he's being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardy will never falter.
Un de ces gars voudra.
Just remember, it's about more than Clausia. It's about these men and Martinez. Their district. Their responsibility.
Bon, bah c'est fini. Alors, affaire classée. On rentre chez nous, Kim.
Huh? He'll get it. Go on.
Prenez note, Kim. À Martinez, on vous tue parce qu'on ne vous aime pas.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
à cause d'une nana.
Bring that up one more time, and you won't get to write that.
Yes, I understand, Alain. That's your name, right, Alain? You'll kill us. That's what they do in the Wild North.
Ils vous pendent, comme à l'époque des barbares, en exhibant votre cadavre.
It wasn't that. It wasn't... We just couldn't get him down, okay?
Ah.
That's it. That's the weak...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
Firearm. A Glass 08 or a 38 caliber pistol. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do.
Regardez d'abord Kim.
The lieutenant has put down his notebook. What? What does that mean?
Il se passera quoi si je continue de parler? Vous allez me descendre aussi dans ce bar? Ouais, c'est Théo qui a fait des trucs. Ok.
You just killed yourself, like I said you would. Suicide.
Entendez ça, hein, Angus? Ils vont flinguer moi aussi.
Suddenly, there's an awful ringing in your ears. Your body temperature spikes. You're burning all over. To your right, you sense the air move. You only manage to perform one more movement. An instinctive jerk to your left. Then, no sound. No one screams.
Game over. Merde!
More dead cops. Sad news from the district of Martinez, as the bodies of 2 police officers are found floating in the canal.
Je me suis suicidé.
The officers were pursuing a murder investigation, but got caught in the dock workers' strike and were gunned down under unclear circumstances. Such...
Je suis obligé de refaire toute la journée. D'accord. Ok, j'ai fait le con. Non, mais j'ai fait le con, je fais le con. Je l'ai provoqué. Est-ce que je dois refaire toute la journée, là? Est-ce que je vais vraiment refaire toute la journée? Oui, bien sûr que oui. Donc, on a dit sauvegarder. Voilà. Mademoiselle.
I've got nothing to say to you.
Ok, on parlera plus tard. Titus.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now?
Je dois lancer une cutscene où je vais pas mourir.
And
that fucker wasn't
locker room talk. What did she have to say then? Fine.
Yes. In fact,
funny.
Seems like
Please try to control yourself.
This is just
you don't have to say everything out loud. Just
I asked for your opinion.
But she didn't.
Fantastic.
Yeah, guy.
Why? Success. They admit.
Nah. I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head.
I knew it. Titus, I knew she was perfect.
Yes, Glenn.
Sorry.
Nah. Handle.
Yes, yes. We heard all about it.
Yeah. Maybe. I already told you.
There's less gusto in his voice now. The man is slow. Who could?
Come on, Ty.
You know, next time, not lie. Yeah.
On the floor, bed.
What is?
How do we make it? 100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
Alors attention, c'est le truc qu'on a réussi tout à l'heure et ça va pas se passer comme ça maintenant.
Convince Titus. He's being manipulated. Just remember, it's about.
Huh?
He'll get it. Go on.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Bring that up one more time.
Yes, I understand, Alain. That's your name, right?
It wasn't that.
That's it.
Officer.
Firearm. A glass 08. He's onto you. He knows the lieutenant has... What? What does that
Angus. On va essayer Angus.
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Ah.
Shut up, Angus.
Il était déjà mort quand vous l'avez pendu?
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
Ouais, on va voir.
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're...
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus?
Bah alors?
Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh.
He's all yours. Questions. The lieutenant gives a smile. Only you can see.
Désolé d'avoir causé une dispute.
Me too.
Donc, vous ne l'avez pas tué. Il était déjà mort.
He nods.
You hang the corpse to cover up the real...
We're not sure. Probably a book.
The coroner and his assistant are wrapped in blue. Hands covered in blue gloves. Mouths covered by blue masks. Bodies by blue aprons.
Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Ah.
Girls plural.
Les filles.
There's another.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says
Qu'est-ce qui
she
s'est passé dimanche soir?
Classier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared.
Comment avez-vous su?
I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario.
Good analogy, boss.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench.
Il s'est passé quoi ensuite?
We went upstairs. Sure as day the merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets. Bottles everywhere.
Whoa.
He means they'd been fucking.
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse.
Qui est Tibbs, le 8e mardi?
Nah, he's...
Tibbs. That's short for...
Tiberius?
Yeah. Good.
Bet their father's name, Atticus Hardy. Lucretia Hardy would be their sister. Anyway.
Donc si Classier ne l'a pas tué, Alors pourquoi toute cette mascarade?
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own.
Je n'ai rien remarqué du tout. De quel genre de pétrin vous voulez
They
parler?
can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her from the old world.
Ces gens, qui sont-ils?
They're powerful, connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she shows...
That's all he knows. That's all.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking...
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing.
Du coup, qui a tué le mercenaire dans ce cas? Une idée?
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue.
Pensez à quoi?
I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or...
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Clausia. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
Ils sont passés à lui, vous en savez un peu aussi?
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got... Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too busy doing this...
These theories, not bad. Don't buy either one, but still. This guy's not as dumb as he
Et qui a eu l'idée de le pendre, c'est elle?
In a manner of speaking.
Remember the two girls? He may be talking about...
Vous avez dit tout à l'heure que les filles avaient demandé de l'aide. S'agissait de l'autre nana?
That's right. It was her idea to hang him. I like
C'est elle, n'est-ce pas? La 8e mardi. C'est l'autre nana.
The big guy turns to Glenn. The blonde shuts his mouth before...
I'll say it again. All the Hardy Boys are right here, cop. That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway.
Il n'y a aucun mal à ce qu'il y ait une Hardy, Titus.
We're Hardy Boys. And that's it.
Bien entendu. Mais vous pouvez m'en dire un peu plus sur cette affiliée, nom, adresse actuelle?
Nope. You're not getting to her. It's Clausia you want to talk to.
Merci pour ces infos, Titus. J'irai lui parler une dernière fois.
You do that. Hey, cop. Before you go, Clausia, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection. But...
Vous préféreriez quand même qu'on ne l'embarque pas.
That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a...
We'll take that into account.
Ok, grosse affaire. Bon, faut qu'on reparle à Classier. Faut qu'on reparle à Classier. Elle a des choses à nous révéler. Porte fermée, je me demande si elle a pas planqué des trucs derrière. Oh, mais la porte, ouvre-la. Laisse-la ouverte, c'est bon. Il y a sûrement des trucs à nous dire. Avant de me faire baiser. Et Jastor là, au secours.
It's always good to see you.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate.
Les Hardy nous ont raconté ce qui s'est passé.
And what's to come.
I understand.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are
Vous n'avez pas l'air
slouched,
surprise.
her feet
Vous vous y
long
attendiez.
and
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. For what it's worth, I'm sorry.
This is good. Clear the air. Is it? Shush. I can't hear what...
If you knew we would find out.
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd got into. You're right. There's more. You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, a grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and to the horizon. The Pearl, the Muindi Isola, the Occident, and then Oranje.
Pour ça que vous avez toujours un œil derrière vous. Vous avez peur de la morale interne.
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
C'est quoi l'histoire? Vous avez fait quoi?
Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up...
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have any...
Fucked? People after her? Moral intern people? This isn't... Or actually, this murder did have a little to do with her.
C'est quoi cette histoire? Vous êtes en cavale? Je croyais que vous aviez étudié la litté oragnaise.
I did. I also had a side job selling insurance that I was really good at. Got picked up by a bank. After that, I sort of transitioned out of the whole culture scene.
Qu'est-ce que vous avez fait pour que ces gens vous pourchassent comme ça?
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with.
Oh.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
The job was Elysium County Savings Bank. They sound
la
small,
caisse d'épargne.
they're part of the Luscop conglomerate.
C'est un autre monde, mais la caisse d'épargne existe encore.
The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them. As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Luscop and their friends in the MI.
Loscap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airberg, and the popular
Papalolo.
Yeah. Papa fucking Lolo wants to kill me.
Le bâtard. Y en a qui ont fait des choses bien pires.
Sure. I'm not a war criminal, but it was bad. A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with.
Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé ici la nuit de sa mort?
We were there. Together.
Dites-moi exactement ce qui s'est passé.
Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter. I turned back to him.
A great pain moves.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé ensuite?
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream. I waited for the second shot to come.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Votre cigarette, mademoiselle.
Oh.
Désolé que vous ayez traversé ça.
So am I.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you...
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time.
It's okay. Were you in...
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other...
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off.
Tu sais dit que vous avez l'air plus défoncé que d'habitude.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines. Just to clear my...
Did you hear or see the...
No.
Qu'est-ce que vous avez fait ensuite?
Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore. So I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway.
Et ce qui s'est passé quand vous êtes arrivé en bas?
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time.
Ruby!
I sat down and they all welcomed me.
Ruby?
Petite parenthèse, c'est qui Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
Oh my!
The leader?
The Hardy Boys.
J'aurais dit que c'était Hardy, le chef des Hardy.
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
Ok, poursuivons. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé ensuite?
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. She said she'd take care of this. That's what she does, you know.
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does.
Qu'est-ce que vous avez fait ensuite?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then.
J'ai entendu
We carried him out.
pas une heure.
I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging.
Que faisiez-vous pendant la pendaison?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something.
Et cette Ruby, où elle est à
So I
présent?
did. I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later.
Au moment de l'incident, est-ce que vous avez entendu un coup de feu?
When he was shot? I may have.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
C'est vous qui avez tué Lely?
What? Why would I put myself through this? He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that.
He was a serviceman. He must have had a gun. Somewhere, lying around, close to her hand.
Il devait avoir une arme à proximité. Vous vous en êtes servi?
No. I specifically asked him not to carry firearms when he was with me. He only had his stupid armor.
Les gars d'en bas se sont mis une drôle d'idée dans la tête, comme quoi ce serait vous qui l'avez tué.
I'm sad to hear that. They must have said it in some fit of frustration, or... I did not kill him to defend myself from rape. I told you before.
True, sire. 'Tis true.
Très bien, j'ai d'autres questions à vous poser, mademoiselle.
Like what?
Vous croyez que c'est les types qui vous poursuivent qui l'ont tué?
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass
Et
break.
alors?
I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What
Que ce soit vrai ou pas, c'est à prendre en considération.
We can't go after loose cap. Not yet. They are...
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant.
Pourquoi avoir appelé
There's
les
one
flics
thing
si
I
vous
know,
planquiez?
because I'm an idiot.
Which is an indicator of truth. Idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
C'est ce que vous voudriez nous faire croire, mais ça ne prend pas avec moi.
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making...
Her jaw is clenched.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear...
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible.
La vitre, elle a été changée quand?
Last week. Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there.
Quoi, dans la chambre à l'intérieur?
Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
Je crois qu'on en a terminé, pour l'instant.
She nods, silently. He's thinking, are we done here? Or...
Par tous les diables, debout là-dedans!
But we are awake, sire. She has been forthcoming with... If you have doubts, just give us one example.
Au hasard, se pourrait-il que cette avalanche de détails crus cache quelque chose de moins sensationnel, mais de plus illégal? Non, rien à dire, merci pour cette parole. C'est idiot de m'imaginer qu'elle a menti.
Gosh, she's so young, isn't she? Be careful not to look too low. It looks like this one's not waking up. You'll have to do it without pushing her further. At least for now.
On en reparlera à une autre occasion. Sauvegarde automatique. On pourrait mettre des points quelque part. Hein. On a plein de points à mettre à des endroits. Alors, poussez Titus à vous cacher, à vous révéler où se cache Ruby. Aider Suna, c'est compliqué. 2 signatures pour Evrart. On peut chercher Evrart. Passage secret, c'est mort. Chanter au karaoké, on peut faire des trucs. Bon, on va parler au Hardy. On va encore parler au Hardy. Et je vais pas tarder à m'arrêter. Parce que mine de rien, demain, le travail reprend.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it.
Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé ici?
Light from the desk's golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes, a two-hearted spider.
Dans quelle position est-ce qu'il se trouve?
Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. It's the night the man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth. A ray cast from somewhere outside, from the roof outside. Location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back. The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death, the ray cast from the man's mouth, unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points.
C'est normal de pas trouver de résidus de tir à l'extérieur.
There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind.
Du coup, j'ai 80% de chance que le tir provienne de toi, c'est ça?
72%. With a weapon that's good for medium range, like a rifle or sports pistol. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium. A well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside.
De l'intérieur de la pièce d'un point un peu rapproché.
Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out, detective.
Et il y a des éléments qui contredisent à prime le toit?
None that you found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any.
Est-ce qu'on peut envisager un autre point d'origine plus éloigné?
That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez?
Extrapoler les rayons pour inclure l'ensemble de Martinez.
According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk.
Plus précisément,
and B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet, detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on.
Le point B prime.
700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction.
Le Finistère.
1.2 kilometers away, the least likely of these positions. Let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it, possibly from a tent. No, too far-fetched.
Et l'îlot?
1 kilometer away, a point beyond the docks, on an islet in the bay. The fort is ruined, but the perpetrator may have found a stable spot on the beaches surrounding it, where the concrete crumbles into the sea, as you saw in the coin-operated viewer. The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islets is questionable.
Vous pensez que le tir provient d'un emplacement plus éloigné que le toit, dans Martinez?
From where, precisely?
La promenade, le Finistère ou l'îlot?
I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance?
C'est beaucoup moins probable que le scénario du toit, mais pas négligeable.
Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nests if we go down the coast. It would be the diligent thing.
Ok. Eh ben écoutez, on va sortir de là. Il va falloir qu'on mène l'enquête donc sur les potentiels points de tir. Ouf. Ouf, 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 ouf. Très bien. Très bien, très bien, très bien, très bien. On va voir. On va voir comment ça se passe. On va peut-être faire ça avant de forcer Titus à nous parler de Ruby. Quoi qu'on peut lui demander. Hein. Je fais une sauvegarde, on demande Ruby. Si on meurt, on se casse. Hein. Voilà, c'est tout. Titus, mon ami Titus.
It's you again. What is it?
J'aurais dû sauvegarder, tant pis. Je peux... Non. Je vais mettre les voiles. On a perdu du temps, mais c'est pas grave, je vais au moins sauvegarder. Allez, finis ton animation, s'il te plaît. Voilà. Hop. Pif paf, il faut sauvegarder.
It's you again. What is it?
Alors, mon ami Titu. J'ai discuté avec Glacier. Maintenant, je dois causer à Ruby.
Why?
Parce que c'est votre véritable chef.
You're cuckoo, cop. I'm the only man responsible for this.
Yeah, fuck off.
Je vais être franc avec vous, c'est elle le prochain maillon de la chaîne qui me mènera à l'assassin de Lily.
Sounds like you're making her a suspect. Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw.
And fuck you too, moral
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become...
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound.
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quick...
From the corner of your eye, you see a little bird fly into the bush, right behind the window, behind Titus's back.
Avancer une théorie solide sur la culpabilité présumée de Ruby.
Nothing is happening.
Non, on peut pas y arriver.
Sorry, you're not coming up with anything. Again, the pieces are there.
Walla walla bing bang?
I don't know what it means, but it felt like the most appropriate thing. No one knows. Still nothing. Right. Puzzle Face shouldn't be the cool guy when he fails. Shush. I'm just more level-headed than you. That's my His wife left him. He needs to kill himself. Make her... No. He needs to say, 500 layers and I can't remember the first line.
Je veux juste entendre les composantes de cette théorie.
Smart move. The components are access to the roof, weapon, and motive. Here is what you can do. For starters, you could find out what's behind that mystery door in the kitchen. Can't get through the door? You know what would help. You could crack Classia's last defenses. Say, 500... No. Nothing good will come of it. He did the right thing not saying that the last time. It's that simple.
Unless we have more business.
Là, je vais mettre les voiles. Ok, donc il faut quelque chose pour le faire craquer, lui. On va faire une théorie afin qu'il prenne en compte cette possibilité, déterminer le premier tir. La promenade, l'île et le Finistère. Je peux pas fouiller la pièce pour essayer Non, rien du tout.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and...
On saura rien. Hein.
Behind the dockworkers, you see 2, maybe 3 bushes grown into a single thicket. Over a period of circa 50 years, there's a yellow ribbon tied to one of the branches. Light yellow, faded with time. A tiny splash of color in the blackness of the thicket. Someone hid the key in the bush. It's close enough to the latch up there. One can slide it open and just take it.
Tiens, caché une clé dans les buissons. J'ai besoin que vos types me filent la clé. Vous pouvez me laisser me glisser histoire que je puisse la récupérer?
I don't know about that.
I'm sorry, fucko. Looks like you're...
I'm gonna enjoy...
With a loud thud, the old man stands up, pushes the window open, grabs the key from the hawthorn branch and slides it across the table to you. The key is brass. Workshop spare is etched.
Come on, man.
I'm tired of listening to your shit.
Merci, monsieur.
Off yourself. Make it up to me, cop. I still got my money on that.
Je me demande quelle porte ça ouvre.
It could open the door in the kitchen.
It's worth a try.
Atelier de pièces détachées. Quelqu'un sait pourquoi cette clé se pendait juste derrière la fenêtre du box du syndicat?
Didn't even know it was there. Boys.
No idea.
Never even seen it. Someone.
Bah merci. Oh là, est-ce qu'on va pouvoir ouvrir ça avant que j'aille me coucher?
You see, ahead, it could be connected to... The key fits the dimple lock. It takes a bit of effort to turn it. The darkness before you smells like...
Oh là là. Oh là là. Est-ce qu'on va crever comme un caca? Tiens. Franco-nigérian, son terme chevaux épais. Devra blanche, ouais. NB, la clé de secours, est attachée au buisson à l'extérieur de la fenêtre de la chambre d'angle. Oh oui, de l'argent.
Over there, in the corner.
Le flipper?
Not just any pinball machine. This is the pinnacle of pinball. Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain
Kim, vous voyez ce que je vois?
The pinball machine. Gordy's Goats, a classic.
Attendez, vous y avez joué?
A little.
Bah voyez, sont plus près.
Ah, great.
Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats reads the golden lettering on top. Get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers are ready. Above the painting of a mustached man climbing a hill, a column reads, inspired by the legend of Cornelius Gordy. The theme of the game is to explore Gordy's climb. The peak of the mountain is at the top of the play. Areas around the playfield represent Gordy's. Indeed. Think of them as balls.
Alors.
It takes a while to get into a rhythm, but pretty soon you're able to keep 3 goat face. Go, Fingerboy.
I feel sorry for the goats. If they only knew the kind of guy old Cornelius really was.
Attendez, c'est quel genre de type?
The kind of a guy who uses the word savages a lot when recounting his travels.
Oh, un alpiniste
An
raciste.
avid huntsman too. He was often photographed in his dining hall, surrounded by wall-mounted hunting trophies from every continent.
C'est pas cool.
He also hit his wife.
Ah!
Other people's kids too. Sometimes pets. But you seem to be having fun.
Bah, je me débrouille pas mal.
Your game is definitely improving. Suddenly, a special passage leading to the summit slides open at the top, maneuvering a goat ball into a position for a perfect timing shatters something inside the machine. An ampoule? The words "pale rupture" light up on the speaker panel, and the machine starts filling with a...
Congratulations. This is where the game ends. It's a cheap way of getting more money out of the players.
There's so much fog, you can barely see anything. This can be navigated. The balls leave almost you're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound. You're in a perfectly balanced system, where neither you nor the pal is able to get the upper hand.
Kim, on peut y arriver, vous allez voir.
I am. I've seen it before. Played it too. You will eventually make a mistake and then it's all over.
Quel intérêt de faire ces machins-là si c'est impossible de gagner? Pourquoi ça se répète? Apparemment, on peut apprendre des techniques de billes. Hein. Je vais abandonner pour l'instant. On réessayera plus tard.
There goes nothing.
Et je me demande...
All these mesmerizing machines, just waiting to be plugged back in and play. Feels like it might jump back to life any moment. The lights illuminating the white
road.
Some kind of inane pinball theme, probably related to Messina during...
Deora was one of the 3 crown cities of the DeLorean era. On the Lieutenant grimaces looking at the machines.
C'est vrai que vous n'aimez pas le flipper, Kim.
No, I love it.
He doesn't.
Et ce jeu, la balle franco-nigérienne, vous voulez y jouer?
No,
Et si on range ces machines pour faire une petite partie?
You can't fire them up. They are broken.
What a dumb name. Royalist Pinball.
Réfléchis.
If they weren't broken, he would kick one of these machines about now.
Kim Katsuragi, Kim Katsuragi.
Kim, Pinball, Kitsuragi.
Kim Flipper Katsuragi, également connu sous le nom de Kimper?
Exactly. That's what he's known as. His
Vous
reputation
êtes Kim
precedes him.
Flipper Katsuragi.
So now he remembers. Fine, I'm Kim Pinball Kitsuragi, aka the Kimball. You remembered. Congratulations.
Ah, attendez, je me souviens toujours pas, je me souviens toujours de rien d'autre.
Wonderful. He only remembers hearing about the pinball police.
Vous avez vraiment pas l'air d'aimer le flipper, hein.
No human being should. It is a game that requires no skill and a childlike affinity to flashing. It is lame.
Alors pourquoi vous faites-vous appeler flipper?
I am not called pinball. It was used to taunt me a
Ah!
long time ago. Before I became
Comment
fine.
avez-vous?
I was a juvenile police officer for over 15 years. It's how I started out in the RCM. Once I had to infiltrate a pinball ring. As you do when you're a juvenile.
D'accord.
It was not okay. I needed to become a pinball champion. I trained for 9 months. The job was successful and I was moved out of the End of story.
Vous avez travaillé dans la brigade de prévention de la délinquance juvénile pendant 15 ans?
That time is over now. I was already a 38-year-old man. It was unbecoming, as was playing pinball.
C'est pour ça que vous voulez pas parler à Kuno.
It's best if you handle the juvenile delinquents.
Vous inquiétez pas, je continuerai à vous appeler Kim.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is good too. Now we really need to...
Donc ouais, passage secret ici.
This small elevator smells of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes up against the ceiling. The maintenance card under the control panel reads,
Oula.
Last maintenance, 10th July. There are large rectangular buttons. A small steel plaque reads, Halter 800. Halter
Marqué que
is
le
a
dernier
Cummins
entretien
style
date de l'an
lift company.
88.
That it does. I say, let's brave it.
Cet ascenseur a été vérifié pour la dernière fois dans le futur? Non, il a été vérifié à des
At the end of the last century. Look on the bright side. If it fails, we will only sustain minor...
It appears his whole enthusiasm is sarcastic.
Je me demande à quoi servait cet ascenseur.
Seems like a small freight elevator for transporting machinery. For that...
Alors attends, parce que... Ça sent le... Hein, voilà.
The elevator stands open.
Comment dire que ça sent le sexe, cette histoire? Putain, le mystère est là, il va vraiment falloir que je m'arrête, c'est terrible. Ça va, ok. Petite fenêtre avec du plastique blanc posé à l'extérieur. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Un plan pour un flipper futuriste. Boîte à outils et pièces de rechange qui bordent les étagères. Ouh, le trench coat du fabricant de flipper. Parce que je peux pas superbement en équiper de ça. Ça me donne quoi en plus, le trench coat? Plus d'empathie, de coordination visio-tactile. On va garder ce qu'on a. Flipper réduit en pièces.
So this is where they brought 40 pinball machines to fix them up. A long time. The lieutenant looks around the dusty, crowded room.
C'était un atelier de flipper autrefois.
Looks like it. I'm guessing Martinez North 22 used to be a pinball arcade before it became a hostel. There are machines.
A creak.
Downstairs in the hall, next to the main door. One of them even works. I've seen one of the artists bang away at it.
À un moment donné, ils ont arrêté de réparer les
At some
flippers.
point, 20 years ago...
Oh, was ist das?
You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new.
Quelqu'un est venu ici il y a une semaine ou deux.
3 weeks maximum, from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too.
This is so good it makes him forget the whole Kimball.
The Ludo was a mega investigation after all. It has now converged with our main investigation, which I would say is quite large.
Et qu'est-ce que ça veut dire?
It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route, leading this prince officer. Could be the prince of our killer. And if not, at least there are good argument for this rule.
Voyons ça de plus près.
To present
Large prints, most likely made by Boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than Vamp. This print is unlike one left by a regular worker boot. It is not a brand. Shoe size is 41 to 42, maybe 43. It could be a large-footed woman or a small to average-footed man. This is, unfortunately, the worst, most vague shoe size there is.
The size looks about the same, actually. They are not the same shoe, but they could be the same. I wouldn't rule out Ruby coming here yet.
Ça ressemble au pote des ouvriers sur les pendaisons.
No. These little horizontal...
Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross.
On va ailleurs. Il y a un petit trou dans le mur. Ah!
You can almost see the shape of a man and a woman writhing inside.
Je crois que je peux voir la chambre de glacier.
You can barely see through. Better not to jump to sensationalist conclusions here. The footprints on the floor, however, definitely...
You lean closer to the peephole instinctively. I bet they're doing...
Ok, et donc...
This is the barred door you tried to kick in before.
Unless we veered off into a folded M dimension.
Folded M dimension. A reference to the popular science fiction series.
Déverrouiller la porte. Glacier, bonjour. Enfin, rebonjour. Merci beaucoup pour le raid, Mr. Fox, avec 79 personnes. On est sur du disco Elysium. Je viens de trouver un passage secret avec des gens qui observaient. Des gens tout nus qui faisaient des choses. Voilà, je ne dirais que ça. Merci beaucoup. Oh là là, on n'allait pas tarder à s'arrêter. On va essayer de continuer un petit peu. Allez, allez, allez. Bonsoir, ça joue des jeux de gauche ici. Écoute, hein, voilà. On fait ce qu'on peut. On fait ce qu'on peut. Allez, j'ai trouvé un passage secret. Faut que j'en discute avec les mecs du rez-de-chaussée. Oh là là. Vous savez que Guy Carlier, c'est le père de Carlito. Merci beaucoup, Mr. Fox. Coucou Corley. Coucou à tous. Coucou à tous. On va continuer un tout petit peu, hein, parce que demain je travaille mine de rien, donc bon voilà, j'essaie de coucher tôt. Et voilà, j'étais sur le point de m'arrêter. On va essayer de continuer un peu, promis. Je vais pas vous laisser dans le caca. Allez, on continue un peu. Faut qu'on interroge un responsable, enfin, un responsable d'un groupe de syndiqués qui a des petites choses à nous cacher apparemment. Alors. Des bisous, bonne nuit à ceux qui s'en vont. On va tricher un peu, hein, parce que... Disons qu'on s'est fait tuer plus tôt. Donc, si on pouvait éviter à nouveau. On pose une mauvaise question.
It's you again. What is it?
Alors, mon ami Titu. Mon ami Titu Hardy. Oh 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 oh. Merci beaucoup pour le follow, monsieur Shonks. Des gros bisous. Bienvenue chez les pantouflards. Pourquoi êtes-vous si sûr que Ruby ne l'a pas tué?
So that's what you were squinting at. You were trying to come up with a theory, weren't you?
I am.
That she did it.
Yeah, he was coming to
Dire que je n'ai jamais continué. Ah merde!
It's RCM 101.
J'espère que ça va pas trop te spoiler, mon cher Shonks.
Well, let old Titus set your mind at ease.
Des bisous, Biwil.
She didn't do it.
Oh là là, tellement de gens, tellement pas l'habitude.
All night.
Sunday night, 11:30 to 12:15.
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
Elle est pas allée aux toilettes?
No.
Durant ces 45 minutes, elle se trouvait avec vous sans interruption.
All right. She took a fucking leak.
Ah!
Okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too.
Beaucoup trop verbeux jusqu'au pas t'en grand chose. Ah merde! Bah écoute.
She's a busy girl.
On fait ça pour toi.
Always has been.
This complex operation is probably something illegal.
Just because she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got...
He's been through it. That means he's suspected her too.
Ah.
All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial.
Vous êtes
Now, let's
bien
place her
d'accord que le
on
tir
that
provenait du
roof.
toit. Exact. On va directement... Il y a un chemin secret dans la cuisine qui mène directement au toit.
How?
En passant parce qu'il ressemble à un atelier de flipper abandonné.
People say there was a pinball.
East Delta Pinball Arcade. Weird place.
Okay, but how'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase in this building.
Alors il se trouve qu'en fait...
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter.
Merci beaucoup pour le follow, Charlie Rabuel. Charlie Rabuel, bienvenue chez les pantouflards. Ça marche, bonne nuit Coralie, moi aussi j'ai aliénation. Mais voilà, je ne vais pas vous laisser tomber comme ça, vous venez d'arriver. Et de là, une porte mène directement au toit. Elle donne à l'extérieur.
Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down. All under...
That's quite the theory.
Eh.
We need to have a look at that secret passage.
A game theory.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears.
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift. How about I go instead?
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it?
Il y avait des flippers dans l'atelier en parfait état de marche.
Right. What the fuck does that got to do with Ruby?
Et s'ils avaient un lien avec le meurtre? Un tueur au flipper? Non, simple version pas
He makes a gruff gesture for you to continue.
J'ai aussi relevé des empreintes de pas à l'étage dans le vieil atelier.
Footprints. Recent.
Récente. Pointure 43 environ.
43 is pretty large for a girl, don't you think? But then Ruby's what you call a butch girl. She's a daffodil.
Yeah, but that's what's so cool about her. It's why we've been thinking...
I know what you've been thinking, Glenn. Well, talk about it. One.
Titus, you're not really saying...
He's thinking, all right. Glenn gets silence for an answer. Push forward with this theory.
Devinez quoi, vous vous souvenez de cette clé que j'ai trouvée ici?
I don't like guessing, Carl.
It opens the steel door in the kitchen, the one that leads upstairs to the roof. This key was right here, with you.
Vous n'avez pas trouvé, mais Ruby, si. C'est de cette manière qu'elle a pu grimper là-haut.
Quit jumping to conclusions.
Le 42 femmes, c'est galère à trouver. Le 42 hommes. 43 femmes, oui, forcément.
Look like it was recently
Écoute, apparemment, c'est pas un poids plume. Elle a plus un physique de camionneur que de patineuse artistique, apparemment.
Now, the ribbon was old, faded. It had been there for 20 years at least.
Elle aurait pu très bien le remettre à sa place après avoir terminé.
Why?
It doesn't fit well, but it fits, and he knows it.
A-t-on établi avec certitude que Ruby aurait pu accéder au toit d'où est parti le tir? Non. Non, on n'a pas d'autres trucs. Juste ça. Vous êtes bien d'accord que le tir provenait du toit?
Maybe from the coast.
Il y a 72% de chances que la balle ait été tirée depuis le toit.
72%. That's a percentage and all. Where'd you get it from? Your guys in the lab?
J'ai analysé ça sur place. Il se trouve que j'en suis capable.
No, you can't. I know what you did here on the weekend. People talk.
Those numbers were an ass pull, man.
Yeah, and they don't put hair on the roof either. It's just mambo jambo. He hasn't got
Bon,
shit.
est-ce qu'on établit que le Ruby aurait pu accéder au toit d'où est parti le tir?
Firmly doesn't go well, but a route does not put that bullet.
Phase 2, murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. Just don't contradict yourself. If it doesn't sound like Ruby did it, maybe. But what if you miss interesting information that way? The choice is ultimately yours. But...
Des armes comme celle-ci, il n'y a qu'à se baisser pour en ramasser à Martinez. Oh. Non.
That looks antique. A Belma grave. It's inoperable. Where'd you get it?
Il y a une cave sous la librairie. Il était caché là au milieu d'autres.
20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but still, there were too many.
God damn it. We need to close that dump down.
Okay, I see your point. There are guns lying around.
We just missed one. prove it doesn't know this place, boss. Just these cops digging up shit.
J'ai pas dit que j'allais prouver qu'elle détenait l'arme du crime, mais uniquement que nous avions besoin de la trouver.
All right, Carl. Keep talking.
Pete, we're not seriously considering it, are we?
Phase 3. Motive. The last component.
C'est pas pourquoi elle l'a tué, mais pourquoi a-t-elle tout dissimulé?
And I suppose you have a theory on that.
Elle a peut-être simplement tout dissimulé dans son propre intérêt, Titus.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went along, but she suggested it.
She had, like, a fully formed
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I'd have been first.
Time for a logics demonstration.
Alors, j'ai choix entre qui? Eugène et Shanky et Titus. Eugène, partons du principe que vous l'avez tué.
He scoffs.
Think. You kill him. Get up there. Shoot him. Get down.
Vous préféreriez être jugé avec vos amis pour un lynchage collectif ou seul pour avoir commis un meurtre?
The man is silent.
If she used us to cover her own shit up,
Which is why she didn't. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good.
Titus, vous le voyez bien, ça colle pas. On doit lui parler.
Silence. He looks around the room. The old man in the corner nods. A very small nod.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me, I don't know. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too.
Pourquoi?
She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find it. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that.
Quand est-ce qu'elle est partie?
Friday afternoon, when you first arrived. I got word the RCM was
Tiens.
Then she came in to see me. Told me she was
De quoi avait-elle peur?
I told you. You.
De moi, genre la MCR.
No, you. As in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes.
Pas étonnant qu'elle ait peur. Je suis venu décréter la fin de l'expérience humaine. Navré, Seigneur, pourquoi est-ce que tout le monde fout le camp à la simple vue de mon ombre? Je sais pas pourquoi elle aurait eu peur. Je ne suis qu'un simple flic avec des pensées normales dans la tête.
Sure. Normal. You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply.
Qu'est-ce que Ruby vous a raconté d'autre sur
I'm
moi?
She said you have a funny taste in clothes.
C'est vrai.
And that you won't stop.
Que j'arrêterai pas.
Until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock. That you're a human can opener. That you play suspects against each other.
Eh ben.
Open them up.
T'instaurer but.
And then when they're all empty, just move onto the next can. Don't look back unless there was something you missed.
Fucking hell. Titus did
open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives.
Silence. He nods.
C'est vrai, Sakim, je suis un décapsuleur?
You are insistent.
Autre chose? N'importe quoi?
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips.
Vous avez une idée de l'endroit où elle a pu aller?
She's not far. We know that.
Good fucking luck, man.
Yeah, Al. And we won't.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn.
Vous êtes parti à sa recherche?
A little. On the coast.
Where have you looked for her?
More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlock. She's not here, so I'm thinking she's there.
Who's doing this looking? They're all here.
Vous êtes tous ici qui est parti sur cette race?
Lizzie needed some air.
Jardinière, mais elle est partie tout raconter à Everhart.
You're a smart cop, but you're a stupid person. No one goes to tell Everhart anything if he has to know.
It's called a radio, you believe. The gardener may have played you a game when she stormed out.
Vous pouvez me dire où je devrais commencer à regarder sur la côte?
Sure. There are some shit houses there. A cinder block town. The fisherfolk there refuse to unionize. So, that's one place we haven't looked. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash.
We will start there. One more question.
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a lorry man.
Je l'ai dit. Look de camionneur, je l'ai dit. Je l'ai dit. C'est pas beaucoup, mais ça fera l'affaire.
It'll have to.
Allez.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite.
Merci, Titu.
You know, I don't usually do this. I just measure things, but...
Vous avez dit que ce serait super d'avoir un labo de balistique. Vous pourriez vous servir d'une autre?
No.
Why not? You could turn the thing into an actual police force. Afraid you would actually have to.
Rich boy law is a sham. It only works for the Wild Pines, lady. So keep your lab and watch your ass. The coast is a dangerous place for lawmen, especially Mr. Can Opener here.
Ok. Eh ben, on a putain d'avancé dans l'enquête. Je vais essayer de faire grimper ça. Parce que j'aimerais bien faire un truc avant de finir ce live. J'ai un putain de frigo à ouvrir et j'ai un perso qui est tellement pas bien fait physiquement. Oh, ça va être compliqué. Ça va être compliqué. Mais on va s'en sortir, Tac, tac, là-dedans. Là-dedans, on a quelque chose à ouvrir. Est-ce qu'on aura assez de force? Par pitié, dis-toi que ça va mieux se passer. Parce qu'après, je pourrais plus monter du tout.
This orange machine is dead still. It
42%.
Ice cream
J'ai
churner
que
and
42%.
an electric freezer. The ice around it. Ice squeaks beneath a Valzun multi-tool. And it's already unplugged. There's not much else to do other than wait for it to defrost.
J'ai vraiment pas ce qu'il faut. On va se quitter sur cet échec. Je vais rester dehors. Et la prochaine fois, dans Disco Elysium, on ira fouiller un peu pour retrouver Ruby. Il y a des choses à se reprocher, apparemment. Mais peut-être pas ce qu'on croit déjà que ce qu'on pensait s'est révélé faux. On a des petites choses à savoir. Alors, carnet d'enquête. Demander aux pêcheurs. D'où provenait le tir pour qu'on examine encore tous les trucs autour. La machine à glace, bon bah voilà. Les fêtards, on a promis à Suna de l'aider. Oui. Mais ça, voilà, il faut ouvrir la machine à glace. Faudrait qu'on voit Everhart, c'est vrai. Pour récupérer notre flingue. Alice, on l'a appelée, il n'y a toujours aucune info sur le proprio de l'armure. Le karaoké, on verra ça en soirée. Ce sera plus intéressant. Et le pantalon de Kuno. Voilà. Hop. Je sauvegarde. Et je vais m'arrêter ici.